My name is Father Michael Stalla. I am the spiritual director for Hope's Garden. Today, I'd like to talk to you about the virtues of St. Joseph and what that has to teach us about being men and how women also support men in their spiritual journey of virtue. St. Joseph, of course, is the foster father to Jesus. He is the spouse of Mary, and he has this very, very special relationship with Mary that is not the typical relationship. He knows through the message of an angel that Mary is pregnant with Jesus because of the power of the Holy Spirit, and he truly believes this. We believe as Catholics that Mary remained a virgin even after the birth of Jesus. And I know that some churches argue back and forth. Was it the words brothers and sisters in the Bible or cousins? We don't really know. But the church, the Catholic Church, continues to say she stayed a virgin. So Joseph, therefore, doesn't have relations with Mary, but he is definitely still a husband, and he loves her so deeply. One of the virtues that we see is that he is a man of integrity. He has a really good reputation. He is known as a good man. He is a hard worker, and he has not been with Mary prior to them being married, nor do we believe he was with any woman in a sexual way prior to getting married. He wants to offer Mary this integrity, this sense that he has some value to offer her in the reputation, in his name that he gives. But in this circumstance, now that we hear about Jesus being part of this holy family, we realize he's also giving his name to Jesus. He is offering the integrity of his reputation, of his manhood, to Jesus as his own son. This, of course, becomes very important to the prophecy that Jesus would be born into the lineage of King David. And that lineage comes through the namesake of St. Joseph. St. Joseph takes them to Bethlehem because they are from King David's line. So part of the integrity of St. Joseph is to understand that his great heritage, that which he was received in the honor of his parents and their parents and their parents, must be bestowed on the next generation. And he gives the greatest part of his lineage to his foster son, Jesus Christ, the lineage of King David. And this is what men today are called to do. Take the honor and inheritance we have received. We're not just talking finances. In fact, I would say we're not talking finance at all. I would say it has a lot more to do with character, with the reputation, with the best version of the generations of past, as if we had been gold refined in fire over a long period of time. It is every man's hope that their son or daughter will be a better version of themselves. Not that they would be just like them, but that they would continue to be gold tested in fire. They might become greater and greater, and so it is their job to pass that along. I find a lot of young dads are extremely intimidated by the idea of being a father because they realize that they've kind of lived a carefree, not always a virtuous life. And the idea of being a dad really means to them, I've got to step up my game. I have to bring out the virtue as my father did, as my grandfather did for him, and so on and so forth. I need to become the man that I want my son to be. And so just kind of harnessing all the goodness that had been passed down through the generations to be the gift I want to give to the next generation. Another part of virtue that St. Joseph brings is his deep respect for Mary and her virginity and her special relationship with Jesus and the role she has in his salvation history. Because of this, he never insists that she give in to his desires. He considers himself worthy to sacrifice for the good of salvation history. And this sacrifice includes, I will love this woman even if it isn't for my gain. She's not here to be the one who pleases my body. She's here to be the mother of my Lord. And my role with her is to offer her a home, offer her whatever support I can so that she might fulfill her vocation. On the flip side, Mary certainly respects Joseph and understands the gift he is offering, the gift of his celibacy, his chastity, becomes his way of loving the Lord through his intimate abstinence with Mary. He's not going to have sexual relations with her. You, Mary, are this tabernacle of Jesus. And out of a sense of deep respect, he does not feel worthy to enter into the Holy of Holies. Mary accepts this answer. She allows him to worship Jesus. She allows him to show the greatest respect and honor to the Lord through the way he treats her. She does not shun him away. She does not make fun of him. She does not belittle him. She does not manipulate him. She honors and accepts this gift. Many women in their relationship with their men often think of themselves as somehow correcting them, correcting their vices, correcting their social moments of faux pas. They want to fix their husbands so that they don't embarrass them, so that they are a better version of themselves. This is actually not their role. Your role is not to fix them, to critique them. Instead, as Mary shows us, it's really to hold them up. And this is what is meant by the integrity of the man. He already has been given so much over the generations, and he hopes to give more to the next generation, to his offspring. As the woman holds him up and says, "You are worthy to be my husband," it means absolutely the world to the man. When a relationship is filled with a lot of hurt, a woman sometimes takes it out on her husband and says, "You are not as good as other men. You are not who I thought you were. I deserve somebody better than you." All of these kind of words diminish, 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 rather than hold up. There's an expression, honey over vinegar. If you want to help a man to grow, I know it sounds kind of sexist, but you have to kind of stroke the ego. Tell him what he does right, rather than pointing out everything he does wrong. As you start to point out his virtues, you will be amazed how quickly he responds to that. You say to him, "You are the most honest man I've ever met." I guarantee you he will be more honest. "You have great self-control." I guarantee you he will be better at that self-control. Now, please don't try to manipulate him. Don't try to lie so that he becomes that person. They know, men know that they have defects. What they're not sure about is, do they have anything of value? And if there's one person in the world who knows me, it would be my spouse. And if my spouse can only see the negative in me, I begin to doubt my value. Do I have anything to offer that next generation? Am I completely empty? But if you point out the great gifts, he will not only shine in those gifts, but those gifts will overcome any of his defects. He needs you. When a woman stops respecting her husband, a man really starts to become self-pitied. I know a lot of times we begin to think, oh, that's the moment they become unfaithful. That's not the moment. That's the moment they go deep into a depression. Unfaithfulness actually starts happening when they get too high of an ego. So you're not supposed to inflate an ego, tell him he's greater than he actually is. When they begin to think they're better than they really are, they begin to do things as if there are no consequences. So we do hold each other responsible for our decisions. But honey over vinegar. Please be careful not to diminish too much. In some way, if there was anyone he ever wanted to be judged by, it's you. You are his sacrament. He knows that God sees him the way you see him. And if you see what is good and holy in him, it changes the way he sees himself in the eyes of God. And that is what a man is meant to be.